Okay, I'm here to try to help you one more time with this problem, and I'm going to do my absolute best to help you all out. So, here's a new take at it. This says, in a recent survey of 671 working Americans aged 25 to 34, the average, so that's the mean, weekly amount was 46.37, and the standard deviation was 273. And they're telling me that everything is bell-shaped. So before I even look at the problem down below, I can draw the picture of the bell-shaped model and I can label it. So I can put 46, 37 in the middle, and then I'm going to make it a little longer so I can make my numbers a little easier to read there. Okay, guys? And then I would add the standard deviation on the right 3 times, and I would subtract the standard deviation on the left 3 times. So on the right, I'd end up with 49.1. I already did this for you guys. 51.83. So I'm adding 273 each time, up to 54.56. Okay, and on the left-hand side, I would subtract. So I would subtract 273 from 46.37, and first I would get 43.64, then I would get 40.91, and then one more time I would get, I don't have it, sorry y'all, minus 2.73, my calculator messed up on me, I was totally ready for you, I would get 38.18. Okay, so in this picture, we know that the mean sits in the middle, and each one of these markings are exactly 1, 2, or 3 standard deviations away. Now we can read the question. Estimate the percent that were less than $43.64. Okay, so I'm going to go to my picture. I don't know if I just zoomed out for all of you. 43.64 is right here. And less than that is everything to the left of that. So that's that little yellow area that I just shaded in. So let's think about what we know about this picture. I'm going to draw a dotted line down the middle where the mean is. Okay, so we know a couple things about this picture. Number one, we know that between -1 and 1 standard deviation from the mean is exactly 68% of the data. That was given in our empirical rule, the 68, 90, the 68, 95, 99.7 rule. Sorry. The other thing we know is that this picture is actually perfectly symmetric. So I'm going to illustrate this on the opposite side. But just so we're clear, this dotted line down the middle splits this picture. 50% of the data is on the left and 50% of the data is on the right. So, just to be clear, we're looking at a picture that from left to right, so I'm going to draw a line, is 50% of the data. But in the middle, this piece that's not shaded is exactly half of that central 68%. So this is 68 over 2, which is 34% on each side of the mean. So if I know that the left half of the picture is 50% of the data, and I know that I am not shading 34% of the data, then what I am shading is the leftover 16% of the data that sits below or less than $43.64. So the final answer here would be 16% of the data. The other question I have seen them ask is maybe the percentage. Let's say part B said estimate the percent above 50, I'll use a $, 51.83. I'm going to use a different color. So above 51.83, if we go to the picture, That's 5183, and above it is all the area that I shaded in green. So if I want to figure this out, I need to know what is between negative, oops, that's a highlighter. Sorry guys. I need to know what's between -2 and +2 standard deviations from the mean. And that is 95% of the data. So if we only focus on the right side of the picture, this purple piece right here is exactly half of 95. So 95 divided by 2, which would leave me with 47.5%. So to find the percent above $51.83, I take the 50% on the right of the picture and subtract the 47.5% that I did not shade. And this will leave me with 2.5% in this green shaded region. So the 16% was from the part where they actually asked me, that's the yellow shaded region. And the 2.5% is the small green shaded region. Hopefully this will really help you with the questions that people were struggling with on their ALEKS online homework. Let me know if you need any help, any more help.